Hi everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about something known as author intrusion in academic writing. I want to talk a little bit about what it is and how you can avoid it. So first of all, I'd like to give you a little definition about what author intrusion actually is. So simply put, author intrusion is the art of putting yourself into writing when you don't really need to. And this is typically done by saying things like, in my opinion, or I believe that, or I think that, or when I read that I thought it, fill in the blank. It's one thing to be writing a narrative where you need to use first-person pronouns like I, me, my, so you're telling a story. The first time I went to Disneyland, blah, blah, blah. Because basically what you're doing there is you're telling your audience about something you have done or experienced, and that's okay to use those kind of pronouns and to say those kinds of things when that's the case. It's another thing entirely to be writing about some more global concept, such as global warming, and telling us or telling your audience about how it's killing the planet, and then interjecting yourself into the essay by saying things like, after I read the article on global warming, I thought, wow, this is crazy. And I realized that this is far more of a serious problem than I at first thought. This last example is classic author intrusion, and it should be avoided in research-based writing in particular. Again, it's not weird to give your perspective for something that you're writing as far as, the first time I went to, Timbuktu, right? Etc., etc. I don't know when my headset feels like it wants to fall off. But it's a completely other thing to be talking about a global issue and to keep saying, I think, I feel, I know, stuff like that. So instead, you want to write like your perspective is the definitive opinion on the subject without reminding us that you wrote it. And that probably sounds weird. But basically what you're trying to do when you write a paper is to actually write it like, this is just it, man. This is the 3 reasons why this happened, or the 3 causes, the 3 effects, whatever the case may be. And so, maybe my headset's on backwards. So you do that by stuff like this. So here's a thesis that you could be emulating. Global warming is destroying the planet by causing volatile storms, by increased climatic temperatures, and by causing the death of numerous animals that need cold weather to survive. Contrast that to this author intrusive version. It is my opinion that global warming is destroying the planet by causing volatile storms. I believe it is causing increased climatic temperatures. I also think global warming is causing the death of numerous animals that need cold weather to survive. All in all, I think that global warming is one of the worst problems facing humankind today. And I think we absolutely must address this issue before it is too late. The first example is a standard, acceptable thesis statement that makes a claim without including intrusive references to the author's point of view. The fact is, the thesis is the author's point of view, but there is no reason to continually point that out. I always like to say the paper is your perspective. So there's no reason to keep telling us, hey, this is what I think, this is what I believe, this is what I know. The paper itself is just making a claim that's being supported by the various research or evidence that you can find to prove whatever your point is. So what to do? Don't ever refer to yourself, ever, in academic writing unless it's a personal narrative, aka a story, that needs you to do that. So unless you're being told to tell us about the first time you ever got in the ocean, then don't be saying I, me, my, that sort of thing. If you're writing about a global issue, sum up the problem by without saying stuff like, it is my opinion, or I believe, and so on. Instead of saying, I think global warming is a problem, say global warming is a problem. Most author intrusion issues can be fixed by literally proofreading for I, me, and my, and removing them if you find them, and revising the remainder of the sentence to make sense without those words. It's my opinion, and there's my author intrusion, that author intrusion is tied in with weak thesis statements. So keep in mind that a thesis statement should be your topic, whatever you're writing about, and your 3 opinions on it. So here's an example again, referring back to what we talked about earlier. Global warming is destroying the planet. Opinion 1, by causing volatile storms. Opinion 2, by increased climatic temperatures, or by increasing climatic temperatures. And opinion 3, by causing the death of numerous animals that need cold weather to survive. These are the author's reasons that support how global warming is destroying the planet. And that's all that's needed for a strong paper. In fact, it could be argued that the author continually pointing out that it is his or her opinion actually weakens instead of strengthens the argument. Okay, so hopefully you feel that that clarifies what author intrusion is and how to avoid it. I don't find this common in a lot of books out there, but yet it's common in a lot of research papers that I grade. And that's why I thought I needed to make a video on it, because I think it's a hugely important issue that writers need to be aware of. Just know that if you are writing about a global issue, there's no need to continually refer to yourself in it. You don't need to keep saying, in my opinion, I think that, etc., etc. It's as if almost when people do that they are the filter that everything's coming through or sifting through. And it's just not necessary to be writing that way. It's far better if you can actually just make it as if it's the definitive work on this particular topic. These are the reasons. Kids run away from home because of X, Y, and Z. People avoid, getting in good shape because of A, B, and C. And it's all opinion, quite frankly. Any research-based thing is, but you still want to write it as though it's the definitive reason answer on said question, and without saying, I think, I feel, and so on. So hopefully, author intrusion's a little clearer based on that. And with that being said, have fun, happy writing, and until the next episode of Write Better with Sherry, have a great day.